Hey everyone. So I'm, I can't stop laughing. Um, yeah, it's coming up to a full moon, isn't it? So I found a little book, Moon Magic Journal, um, in a shop called The Works in town. I think it's only about £5 or something daft like that. But it's working with the moon. Now, I've been, I've been working a lot with the moon cycles. I don't do spells, I might burn some sage and that, or work with the moon, manifest what I want for the future, you know. And it's quite funny, I've been getting signs all over the place, just things that are coinciding with my thoughts at the time, and, things that stand out, and just loads of things are jumping out. So I know, well, it's been like that for months. It's been very spooky and strange, really. Um, Sometimes I'm thinking I'm going absolutely crazy, just by the way things are going. And it's all my thoughts that I put, I think it must have been back in May or June. I actually started manifesting for better health, for starters, mental health, college and everything, and just getting my life back together. And just so many things have just fallen into place, and I've just gone with my own readings and my cards and that, and worked with the phases of the moon, manifest what I want, and then let it come in. Obviously, the universe works in mysterious ways. They call it divine timing. So you got to wait while the universe gets to work and does what it can to bring what you want. But obviously, you got to do the work on yourself as well, the inner work. um, Being your authentic self, being kind and nice, and just, being yourself. Because when you are your true soul self, this is what comes out. We are all meant to love. We are all meant to be kind. We're all meant to be nurturing and giving. This is what this universe is about. And when you work with the planets and the moon and the universe and, and the energies that come from it, because that's all it is, it's energies. We're all made of energy, and we send it out in two different forms. Well, we could do positive and negative energy, or we could just be neutral and not send out anything at all, and just leave the open space for the universe to fill it. It's called manifesting. I've got my friend Josie. She's really good at it. I mean, I've done it before. I used to call it wishful thinking. There's been so many different things throughout my life where I've wished for it for so much, and it's come true. And I've been quite taken aback by it. And it's happening again. I'm not around any sort of influences, so I can do it and not feel that I'm putting somebody out or something like that. I'm in my own space. I can do what the hell I want. So I spend it meditating and well, not all the time. I've got to go to college and things like that, but that's part of it. It's a journey of self-discovery and knowing that everything's going to be okay. I know it's daft, but from where my mental health used to be, it was all doom and gloom, and I couldn't see past an hour away. I was living from minute to minute. The amount of times I tried to take my life, I just wanted the pain to end. Nobody was helping me do that. Medications weren't doing it. My family wasn't doing it. The people that was around me weren't doing it. There was a few that was helping, the good ones, but, I was surrounded by toxic people, getting triggered constantly by them, or by memories living in the same place where all these traumatic things had happened. So, I needed to escape that. But yeah, it's true what my therapist said, my first one, and she says you're not going to get better until you leave those toxic environments and those toxic people, because you know all that hard work that you do through the session and the state that you're in when you leave that session, you know, your head's right up your ass, especially the ones that I was doing with him. I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, he wanted me to go straight into my worst memory and think about it. DMT, I think it was, and you have to watch your finger going backwards and forwards as well, like, you know, while you think of this bloody memory and, you know, the worst one ever that you can think of. And it's horrible, it really is. And then you leave that session and you're trapped in that thought. And all the rest of them that come with it, you know, and then you've got to go home and face all that, you know, and then you've got your friend or family or partner or whoever it is. It was a partner at the time, and my mum as well. You know, I was trying to tell him everything that was going on, and my partner at the time, he actually used it against me. You know, I'd be telling him what would make me better, and I was telling him what would make me worse. And I was telling him all the gory details as well. So he knew where my head was and how delicate it was, you know. And he used it against me. It's not the only one, you know. There's been a lot of people throughout my life that have used my past against me as a form of control, as a form of guilt tripping. You know, my granddad does it all the time. You know, she still has a go at me for things that I did when I was like 5. You know, it's stupid. You know, I'm fucking 47, well, nearly 48. In nearly a month, 19th, I'm 48. You know, and since May, I've been getting my life. It's taken me a long time, but it has all been to do with me moving away from these people, but also being allowed to be myself, and not feel guilty for it. You know, I knew I had to heal. I knew it would take time, and it did. But I had to take time away from people, from any outside influences. You know, I couldn't even watch telly. It was all triggering. You know, the only thing that didn't trigger me was music. Yeah, very much so. Music and my artwork, they didn't trigger me at all. So I lost myself in that, you know, in this new flat, doing my bedroom, like a galaxy. Got lost in that, you know. But yeah, I started feeling better. Obviously, I had a lot of things going on. You know, the cancer in my family as well, and some, you know, friends in toxic situations that was triggering me as well, you know, because I couldn't do anything to help as much as I'd like to. I mean, you know, you tell your friend that you think that his partner's not a very nice person, you know, that she's intentionally triggering him, getting him to a stage of suicidal thoughts, you know. You know, I've been there. I've had people manipulate me until I've got to that stage. It's not a nice place to be. It's very lonely. It's very frightening as well, you know. You can't see a way out. And you think the person that you know that's supposed to be there loving you, your partner, they're the one that's causing it, you know. I mean, I could tell these people, well, tell him that until I'm blue in the face, you know, and I could tell her, you know, and all I'd be made out to be is interfering, you know, trying to split them up because I'm jealous and things like that, and that's not the case at all. Not the case at all. I couldn't stay around in that sort of situation with a friend, a good friend, and watch them go through what I did, knowing exactly what's going to happen, knowing the process. I couldn't sit there and watch that, you know. It was bad enough just on Facebook, you know, seeing posts and things like that, and I'd react to them, and it was bitter. And I'm not bitter. I was being very snarky. Yeah, so I can be funny, sarcastic, or I can be very, very to the point, blunt, snarky. You know, and I had to stop myself. Blocked him completely. You know, so I couldn't see the post, so I wouldn't get triggered and I wouldn't react. You know, that's how I had to distance myself. But it wouldn't matter if it was, you know, a stranger on the street and I'd seen the same thing, you know. But you know, you try and tell that, you know, help your friends and that, and when they're in a situation like that, they can't see past it, unfortunately, because their head's too far up their arse because of what's going on. They can't see the escape. I was trapped in that situation, you know. My best friend Sarah, she used to tell me how my ex-husband was, and you know, I wouldn't believe him. But it's not that I didn't want to believe him, I didn't see it. I didn't understand what was going on. And I thought that she was interfering, you know. And Sarah, I am very sorry that I felt like that. But yeah, he was right in the end, he was a twat. Yeah, you know, but I've learnt. But yeah, you can tell your friends as much as you want, or your family, or whoever. And until they're ready to step back and take a look at reality of what's actually going on, not a lot of people are ready to do that. Because they have to look deep at what's going on in their life, who they are, who's around them, you know, the choices that they've made, the choices that they've been forced to make, you know, or manipulated to make, you know. And it's a lot to look at. It is, it's going deep inside yourself and exposing yourself for everything. I mean, I did that a long time ago. That was one of the first things that I had to do. I had to accept that, yeah, this is me at this stage of my life. It's not always been me. I've not always been this fucked up in the head and you know, this bad, this ill, this self-destructive, you know, and I had to find out why. There's times when I'm, you know, back in my past, I've been a completely different person. And I couldn't understand why. I couldn't understand why one day I could do something and then the next day I couldn't do it. Within, you know, just within the space of a day or even an hour. And then, you know, you put two and two together and you come up with, oh, okay, so what happened on that day that I couldn't do this when I normally can? Well, I'd had that argument, or, you know, I got accused of this, I got, you know, somebody kicked off and, you know, it triggered me. I got told I was a liar, or, you know, someone was lying to me, or, you know, and it was always something behind it that somebody else had done to me for me to act like that. And when I wasn't around these people, I didn't act like that, you know. I could go and do stuff, you know. I didn't hide away in my house. I could function on a daily basis. I could get up in the morning, you know, have a shower, go and have breakfast, go to work or whatever. Go out and have fun, you know, and have a great laugh and you know, come back and carry on the next day, you know. Keep a tidy house with it as well, you know. But yeah, all that went because you are trapped in your own head. It gets to that stage when it goes that far, when it's allowed to continue, you just get worse and worse and worse, and it's a shame, it really is. It's a horrible, horrible place to be in. Because you can't think of anything else other than, how can I make this situation right? What am I doing wrong that my partners or family or friends, you know, are saying this about me or doing this to me? You know, because it's all, they tell you that you're this, you're that, you're that, you know, and it's all horrible stuff. So after a while, you do start believing it. Or maybe it is me that's you know, your reality gets twisted and distorted. I was talking to my friend Josie about this earlier. She's had a bit of an altercation the other day and she had an anxiety attack, so she put into practice what I said, to write it all down, you know, get those emotions out, how she's feeling. And she did it, and she said that she, you know, she calmed down. And there was another exercise. I said to her, when you do this, score your anxiety level. Before you write it down, score your anxiety level between 1 and 10. 1 being calm, you know, the lowest anxiety level, no anxiety basically, or 10, which is the most extreme anxiety that you can get, you know, that you've experienced. I mean, when I was doing it, because it was part of my therapy, you know, in the instance it was always a 10, you know, but then you write down what had gone on. And because I was getting brainwashed basically, my reality was being twisted like mad. I was being mentally abused by a man that would tell me I was doing stuff that was wrong. And then we'd have a big kick-off about it. And I wouldn't know what I'd done. And I hadn't done anything. That was the thing. I'd done nothing wrong, and he was making these things up that it was something stupid, like I'd put more cheese on my daughter's pizza than I had his son's. So he went overboard. I put tons of cheese on his son's pizza and gave it to his son for his tea. And his son goes there, he was like, He's taking his cheese off. There's so much cheese on there, you know. There was no need for it whatsoever. You know, and I was made to believe that I was doing something wrong, that I was intentionally doing shit to leave his son out and to praise my daughter, to favour my daughter more, which is not who I am. You know, kids are equal. Everybody's equal in my eyes. You know, I treat everybody's kid the same as I do my own child. Equal. I know what it was like to go without. Oh my God, do I know what it was like to go without, or have the most tiniest piece, while everybody else had, you know, their fill. I mean, I remember everybody getting ice cream, and I used to get like the little point off the bottom. They'd scoop a bit off. There you go, Cass. There you go. You know, everybody else has got their own. But no, I used to get something like that. But yeah, so it was just a distortion, complete distortion. So when I had this exercise to do, I'd write it down and then I'd read through it. And you actually sit there with a calm mind, because it's not irrational anymore. You're actually reading it back to yourself, and you're reading that, alright, that's what happened. Yeah, I was okay, that was fine, I'd not done nothing wrong there. And now all of a sudden, a kick off. For no reason whatsoever. Yeah, you've tried to diffuse it, you've given in, you've said sorry, you know, you've done your normal giving thing, you know. There was no need for him to kick off and say all this. So, and then the anxiety levels go down. And when you can read this back, your brain kicks in and goes, oh, right, okay, right, so yeah, that's what went on, that is reality. So what he's saying is not reality. He's trying to manipulate you. But unfortunately, I was in a relationship with him while I was going to therapy, living at his, and when I'd gone down to see my doctor about this and given her my results, she sent me a letter with my results in it. And a referral letter that she was going to send off to for therapy. And she sent it to the house, and he picked it up, and he went absolutely apeshit because he looked at it, he read it, and it was please could you accept Carolyn Bolus as one of your patients, please, she's in dire need of therapy. She's currently in a very toxic relationship with an abusive partner. Oh my God, you know, so when I say, when you share my videos, please do it discreetly, this is what I mean, you know. I was trying to get help, and yeah, and he got a hold of it and read it, and oh my God, she said all the wrong stuff, I'm ever so sorry, no, I didn't say that, I'm going to go down and change it now, I'll make sure it's better. So, you know, that's it, to save being tortured for the next, oh God, 6, 8, 10 hours overnight, staying awake, you know, part of the narcissistic fucking torture, keep you awake, sleep deprived. No, I'll go and sort it now, I'll go down, you know. She's done it all wrong, I'm ever so sorry. And I had to go and convince the doctor, no, you're going to have to give me something else without that on it. Because he's kicking off. It's making it worse, you know. So she wrote out, it's just past traumas from when she was a child. You know, please can I refer her for therapies. So, you know, oh God, it is a delicate situation. But yeah, Josie's actually wrote down a load of stuff, so I said to do this, so she's going to give it a try. She says, God, that sounds like a good idea. But yeah, you get to read it back to yourself, and you can see the situation from outside the box, basically, you know, because when you're there in it, it's just you and somebody else. But then when you step back and you can see the two people, and you're there, okay, I'm watching some play acting. Alright, well, this person said this, and this person said this. Well, this person's not done anything wrong, but this was the person saying it was. Yeah, this is a bad person. This person's not right. This person shouldn't be in this situation, being treated that way. And you can put it into perspective. And then your anxiety goes down, your brain starts working properly again. This is why you need to be away from people like that, because they do twist so much your reality. You don't know up from down, left from right, in from out, you know, black from white or whatever, you know, you just can't, because you're too busy trying to make things better, trying to work out what you've done wrong, trying to work out what you can do to fix it, trying to work out what's going to happen next, what will kick him off next, you know, or kick them off next, you know. You could ask him if he wanted a cup of tea, and that'd be a kick-off, you know. You're just being polite and nice. Trying to break the ice. And that was another one, silent treatment. Like, oh yeah, it is amazing how far somebody will go just to screw your head up. So they've got full control over you. I mean, I did actually end up in a mental hospital. It was down in Wales at the time, and I was in there for my birthday. That's quite strange. I'd completely forgot about that until now. It's usually one of my anniversaries. But I was in there for quite a few days. I was in bits. I didn't know what to do. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about manifesting. But yeah, putting things into action. And Josie, she manifests like mad. She's manifesting money and jobs and things and all sorts. And she's doing the work as well. It's the same as me. I know I've not, well, I suppose I have manifested money. I'm a lot better off than what I was, definitely. But it's nothing, you know. My mate, she's like 600 quid at a time, you know. I'm like 5 quid on a scratch card or something like that, you know. At the moment, like, my electric bill's gone up, my credit. Obviously, in Britain, lots of crisis at the moment, but God knows what's going on. The cost of living. And some people like me have had a couple of payments. I've not even known about it because I don't watch the news, because it's just triggering, and it's there purposefully to keep you triggered, so you're in that state of mind of being trapped and you don't understand what's going on outside of it. It's exactly like being in a toxic relationship with a partner. They keep you so much trapped in your own head, worrying about where's the next penny coming from, how am I going to feed the kids, blah 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 blah, you know, the general day-to-day stuff. No, just, yeah, you do this, you know, yeah, enjoy it, you know. It really gets to me. So I don't watch the news. But yeah, I hear in the grapevine what's going on. But yeah, I logged into my app thinking, well, I wanted to top up my gas. I'm going to put electric on as well. And I've already had £40 on there. I logged in the other day, it was £90. So I get things like that. I know it's not me manifesting, but it's unexpected money, you know, so that is something that I've manifested, unexpected money. I didn't have to get it, but I got it. But yeah, I've manifested health. It's all been about moving forward and dealing with my inner self, getting into grips with who I am, forgiving my family, you know, letting people go, moving forward and not feeling guilty for doing that, and actually enjoying my life, and just being happy, going with the flow. You know, I don't keep to a schedule. I try to at college, obviously, but you know, important things. But other than that, you know, I go with the flow. If I want to stay in, I'll stay in. If I want to go out, I'll go for a walk. If I want to sit and meditate all day, I'll do that, you know. If I want to go and have a bath for 5 hours, I will, you know, and I have. I am a water baby. I love water, and I don't live by the sea anymore. I used to down in Devon. So the nearest thing I've got to the sea is my bath. But I've painted my bathroom. It looks like a coral reef. It's all blue, with fish and coral reef and everything. I've still got the other side to do, and I'm doing a wreck. I've got a big jellyfish on one wall, and it's like there's all light shining down through. So, you know, it's my therapy room. It's my I've actually had quite a few what I call spiritual breakdowns. They're the healing ones, you know. In my last video, I think it was my last video anyway, when I had that breakdown, but it was healing. It was a good one. That's exactly what I normally do in the bathroom. I've got my music going, I've got bubbles, I've got candles, I've got lights, I've got all sorts, you know. It's a sensory thing, lovely sensory thing, lovely smells and everything. I've put about 6 different bubble baths all in the bath, and lots of bubbles and foam. But yeah, I do my manifesting in there and meditating. You know, it's just doing things that you enjoy doing, things that keep you calm, keep you happy. I never thought I'd ever be like that. But yeah, going back to manifesting, and we're coming up to full moon, so this is the time to get what you'd like for the next cycle to happen. You know, for instance, you know, I really need to get into a better routine with homework, and a bit more disciplined. I mean, it's starting, you know. I am getting there, but you know, I need a little bit more help with it. But in this book here, it's got like a little thing to say on the full moon, and it says, how will you celebrate achieving your goals? Now, this is the biggest part of manifesting, because it's all to do with the energy that you put out. You have to feel what it would be like when you achieved your goals. And I mean, my goals at the moment is actually passing my exams, doing my psychology course, but going on to astrophysics, you know, space. That is my main, biggest, and I can feel what that would be like, how I would feel if you know, if I got that achievement. And that's how you manifest, for anything really. How would you feel if you healed? How would you feel if you got the man of your dreams, the woman of your dreams, the family of your dreams? How would you feel if you got friends that you actually are good for you? You know, how would it feel if you had all your goals, your dream job? You got to have that emotion, and it's sort of like it doesn't come from there. It doesn't come from there. It comes from there. It's weird. I'm not quite sure what that. I'm sure somebody will tell me. I think it's a sacral chakra or something, or the solar plexus. I don't know. But yeah, that's your gut feeling. That's where you feel your deepest feelings. And you don't have to think about what you want, what you can do. You can write it all down. I would like this house on specifics, It works for some people. I mean, Josie, I don't know Josie's plan of action, what she does, but she seems to do all right, for what she wants. I mean, she's trying to foster at the moment, And, I've been watching certain things on YouTube, but also in my tarot cards and my oracle cards and that, and they tell you certain things to do. And I've just been following it, and it has been. It's not coincidence; it's synchronicities. So many things have been coming alongside of whatever I've been thinking, doing, acting towards, or anything like that. It's all just falling into place. And you got to do that with yourself, especially when you want to heal. That was the biggest thing for me. Was healing. And it was when I first started with the cards and actually letting go and letting myself go along with whatever was being said in front of me. Listening to what the universe was saying. Things that I had to change, which, they all coincided with stuff that was going on in my past and things like that, things that I was feeling right at the time. What my own thoughts were right at that time, my own situation right at that time. Everything was just spot on, and I followed everything. Maybe not everything, I've had a few setbacks, a couple of slip-ups, like we all do, that is part of the healing process as well, it's 2 steps forward and 10 steps back. It can be, but then it's sort of like 5 steps forward and 2 steps back. And then it's 7 steps forwards and 1 step back. And then it's just forward. And I've got to that stage at last. It's took me a long time, but, with the right measures and the determination. And motivation has been a big struggle for me. Procrastination, sitting there worrying in my own world, not doing anything, and the time goes past. So it's difficult trying to get back into that routine of being out and about and not actually sat thinking in my own head. I mean, now if I just sit, it's just meditating, I don't have, sometimes I have thoughts get away with me, but then I ground myself once I know that, or I recognise that they're going ahead. I stop myself. Alright, Kaz, come on. Sort yourself out. What have you got your head in that for? There's no need. It's just old habits do die very hard. I can just go into a classic example. Not last night, the night before. I'd fallen asleep and I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning and I had a message from my ex's dad tell me that my ex had passed away. He died in Wiston Hospital at 10:30. And I have spoken about him before. I think he was only a couple of years older than me. He was very poorly though, very poorly, but he's at peace now. I won't go into it because it's not fair. No, it's not fair. We had our differences, I shall put. He's at peace now. He's at peace, I've had thoughts about that, about thoughts about what had gone on in our relationship and things like that. And I've already forgiven them, so I don't need those thoughts going back through my head. And so, it's just yeah, wish him well. Rest in peace, Dave. You know, his energy's gone somewhere else now. He's not dead. You can't kill energy. You can't destroy it. Not at all. It just transformed into something else. You know, that's a scientific fact. And we're all made of energy. You know, this is just a shell. Energy leaves the body. That's what people call the soul. Consciousness. You know, and with the universe, we're all connected. You know, there's particles that are connected that can be, you know, both opposite ends of the galaxies and still feel each other in that moment. You know, one will feel something, the other one will react. We are connected, but even with the cosmic web, you know, it's even more and more proven every single day with the James Webb Space Telescope. All the discoveries and that, you know, but even before them, all these discoveries. But, you know, we make our own life. What we think, what energies we send out, positive and negative, we get back. If we're sending out negative stuff, even me, negative stuff, I'm a happy-go-lucky person, but I was letting people use me. I didn't know any better at the time, but I wasn't learning the lessons either, you know. I thought it was normal to sit around and have people abuse you and, you know, treat you like shit. You know, I thought that was how life was, but it's not at all. Oh my God, no. You know, nobody's got the right to treat you like that. Nobody. And don't ever stand for it, you know. You don't have to. You don't have to take it. You walk away anytime you want. And don't feel guilty for it, you know. That's not what love is. That's not what friendship is. It's cruel. It's somebody inflicting harm on somebody else for their own pleasure, for their own gain. You know, some people enjoy it. Like my grand, she fucking loves it. And I've got a friend, and I know his girlfriend loves it. They like the control. They like to inflict torture on other people. And get a kick out of it and laugh about it. You know, it's horrible. It really is. And the last thing that you want to do is to admit, you know, that your partner is, you know, somebody that you love, somebody that's supposed to love you, is that evil and nasty, would inflict that harm on you. It's very difficult to get your head around. It's very difficult to get your head around that anybody could do that, you know, in this world, but they do. And they do it in front of your face and blame you for it, you know. That's how fucked up it is, you know. But it's their tactics, it's the patterns, it's the same things, you know. They learn these, how to manipulate. The best ways to manipulate, you know. It could be, you know, well, a lot of it is emotional manipulation. So being in that negativity, if you're in that negative state of mind, putting the negativity out into the universe is going to give you back, because that's what you're asking, you know. It's a catch-22 situation when it's like that. Your head's up your arse, you can't escape, but you need to escape to show the universe some positive energy. There's always a flow, you know. You keep putting the energy in and you're not getting it back, it's blocked. It's not going to flow. That's where you're stuck. You know, your life's getting shitter and shitter and shitter, and you're more and more depressed. You're getting more ill. You know, you've stopped doing the things that you enjoy. You know, you're constantly arguing with your partner. It's getting worse and worse and worse. You know, break the cycle. If you're not getting the energy back, go find somewhere where you are. You know, if you're not getting it back for anybody else, go and make your own energy in your own little place until you find, you know, that positivity. To bring that positivity back into your life, you know. And if you're working towards making yourself better, you know, finding out who you are at the soul level, because when you do, I know for a fact you're a wonderful person, you know. Yeah. Show me one person that's become spiritual, that's a nasty person. You can't. Everybody is, or their soul is that nice at the soul level, you know, because that's what this universe is about, is manifesting positive energy and life and nurturing, and you know, the universe will give us what we want to create that healing for the, you know, and to evolve. Oops. So yeah, manifesting. Keep your thoughts positive, and you know, always think about how would something feel if I'd achieved it, if I got it, you know, all my dreams, if they all come true, you know, that feeling that you get, keep to that feeling. But working on yourself, that is the way forward. It's so easy once you know how to accept who people really are, and you accept who you really are. Warts and all, good and bad points, you know, you can work on the bad points, you know, and the ones that you can't work on, you know, you have to accept. And learn to cope with them, you know, there is coping strategies for all sorts of things. You know, I never thought that I'd cope at all. I always thought that I was useless in all this, but no, I'm not. You know, I'm a good artist, you know, I'm a kind person, you know, I've got lots of skills, you know, especially for a woman, you know. I think I've got a bigger tool bag than some men. I've got toolboxes with, you know, I'm a qualified welder, you know. I've always liked the manly jobs, I've always been a masculine, feminine. Yeah, I've always been one of the boys, you know, but one of the girls as well. Well, sort of. I scrub up, excuse me, I scrub up sometimes, alright. Anyway, yeah. Positivity. Get your voice heard. Yeah, manifest in a good way. Manifest all your hopes and dreams by just feeling what your hopes and dreams are, or what you think they'd feel like when you got them. And believe me, you will start working towards it. You know, if you're asking for big stuff, don't forget the universe has got to do a lot of manoeuvring for you to bring it in, but you have to do the work for it, you know, as well. It's a give and take, it's the energy. You start working on yourself and ask the universe to provide, and the universe will go, okay, there we go. Thank you. So always be grateful. And you start it all over again. That's the cycles. So, yeah, I've waffled on now for 42 minutes. I hope that there might be some sort of like little bit of snippet of information that might help. And like I said, it's a powerful moon this time, full moon. It's an eclipse as well. And I think it's actually a full moon in my sign, Sagittarius. So yeah, it's going to be a powerful one for me, definitely. But yeah, I know I've got something coming in good, because I think I've passed my final test to a certain extent. Anyway, and this is definitely a new beginning. Oh my god, the newest ever beginning I've ever had in my life. It is, it's like a death. I've had a death and I've been reborn into something else. A new life, a new me, completely. I'm not who I used to be, but I still am. It's really, really strange. Yeah, definitely feel like I'm going crazy. But this is why I just laugh at myself, because it is just that ridiculous that it's all working for the past year. But ever so much more so since May, since I've been putting in the work on a day-to-day level. My life has changed completely, absolutely completely. And, and in ways that it's just mind-blowing. Yeah, so work with the moon, work with the universe, work with yourself. And I hope that this has helped. So hopefully, yes, I'll be doing a few more videos. Maybe not waffling on about this, but it's just in the energy for the moment. it's how I've been all day, just laughing and giggling, because I know that things are working out and I'm going to get something good, you know, what I want to work towards. It's going to take a few years, yeah. I don't know how long it takes to become the top of psychological professors or whatever, and also the space side of things. I don't know how far I'll get with that, but as far as I can go, it's one of my passions, and so is psychology. I'm helping people along the way, and I'm not even qualified at the moment. You know, this is what shocks me, what my capabilities are when it comes to helping other people with what I know. It's not all just past experience of me, it's actually sound psychological advice, how brains function, and, you know, tried and tested stuff that I've done myself to get to this, out of oh my god, rock bottom. I was below rock bottom, you know. I've gone way past. I think it's in Minecraft that, you know, you get the rock bottom and then you go I can't remember, I don't know what it's called, I don't play it, but yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've gone to the bottom of that and back through there, but yeah, I'll come back up as well, definitely. It's a hard, long trek, but it's damn worth it. I mean, if I'd have gone straight into the spiritual stuff back when I started healing, or back when I wanted to start healing, when I was discovering about mental health and who was doing it to me, you know, I reckon I would have healed a hell of a lot quicker. But yeah, if I'd have moved away from those toxic people straight away as well, yeah, it would have saved me years, very much so. I think it's about 11 years now, if not more. It's been nearly 4 since I've moved here. But like I say, it's, well, since my dad died in December, and then to my complete giving in May. Yeah, since then everything's just snowballing out of control, but in a good way, and it's brilliant. And I'm enjoying the journey, and that's all it is about. It's enjoying your life, enjoying the mystery of what's coming towards you, but you know you're going to get it because you're the one that's asking for it. It's messed up completely. I sound mad myself, I really do. So I'm going to leave it there because I just keep waffling on because I can't understand it in my head, but I understand it. It's a paradox, it really is. So, yes, goodbye everybody. Mad Lady signing off. Bye bye.